Testing. Excuse me. Testing audio and video. All right. We should be good. Yep, we have audio and video. And we're back to Solok. All right, we took away our auto crit from Assassinate. Took away our Katana Typhoon. Added Sonic Assault because we needed the weaken to trigger this guy. So I get 1% of my health and 5% of my barrier back on hit. Boom, 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 boom. That's pretty good. But since I got rid of Katana Typhoon, okay, there's the hemorrhage that's really nice. Then I lost the charges on my Katana Typhoon right here because I don't have Katana Typhoon anymore. I still keep the 50% additional damage on Falling Lotus Strike. But I really haven't seen much of my Sonic projections at all. There's one. So I guess they only happen when the Sonic projections only show up when I do this. And I do the stealth. So that my Assassinate will do double damage. Even if it doesn't crit anymore. It still does double damage. And the Sonic projection will do my Falling Lotus Strike. It'll do a Shadow Dash, but not a Scythe Thrust. It would do a Katana Typhoon, which I'm not using anymore. And it does do an Assassinate. It does an Assassinate, Falling Lotus Strike, which is these two powers. It does this and this, or this, Assassinate. If I switch back to Shadow Dash, they do that too. But it's not necessary because I only use my dash to get out of red circles. So I'm moving away from my target. Now granted, that would make my projections to move away from the target also. But they'll be back up again in 4 seconds anyway. Or at least one of them will. How long do they last? 8.7 seconds. So you can have about 2 up at a time. You could have 3 up if you did this. So yeah, you could switch. You could switch this for the other one, but nah. Anytime I can get any of this to come back, the better. Because why? Negates 50% of all incoming damage and absorbs the rest until it's gone. As long as you have a little bit of shield going, 50% of incoming damage is negated. And then the rest applies against your damage reduction and stuff. She's really one of the most tanky characters in the game, because you can use her shield, her barrier, whereas somebody like, I don't think Colossus. I'm not that familiar with Colossus, but
I stand ready.
his shield negates 60% of damage and absorbs the rest. And again, armor is only restored out of combat. I'm looking to see if he has anything to help restore his armor back. So far, nothing. Signature. Your signature can give you your armor back, but you can only use it once every 35.5 seconds. So the Alpha Strike takes your armor away. You pop your signature. The next 2 or 3 hits takes your armor away. You're stuck for 30 seconds without any armor. Okay, here's something. Restore 10% of your armor when you use a cooldown power. Okay, cooldown. Not a cooldown. Not a cooldown. 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 So he does have a way to generate a little bit of his armor back, 5%. Or 10%. Whenever you use a cooldown, and 5% per second. Oh, so you get 5% first second, 5% the second. And then you use another cooldown. Then you get 5% the first second, 5% the next second. So he does have something to get back some of his armor. Emma Emma's got her nice diamond armor. Which absorbs all incoming damage. And again, it's only restored out of combat. See if she has any powers that will help her get her armor back. Because once it's gone, it's gone. Not even her signature. Give her back her diamond skin, her armor. It's as if her diamond form goes away after the Alpha Strike and never comes back. Unless the two catch-22 powers. So if you're out at range casting spells, diamond armor will regenerate. But if you remember, diamond armor only works when you're in diamond form. And you drop out of diamond form when you cast a spell. So you're casting spells, regenerating an armor that does nothing for you. But it's better than this one. While not in diamond form, your diamond armor absorbs 50% of all damage. Well, you say, well, there you go. That's what you use if you're out there casting spells. But when it's gone, it's gone. It doesn't come back. Unless you, again, get out of combat. So you stay out at range trying to avoid damage, but eventually damage takes all of your armor away, which is this bar right here, your diamond armor, and you have no way to get it back unless you run away, go out of combat, run back in. And nobody's going to do that. Not in a game. So this one, at least, if you get in trouble, you can quickly do a dash, which puts you into diamond form, and now all damage against you will stop until the diamond armor is gone. But then once it's gone, hopefully by then you've gotten out of trouble, and then you can start DPSing again. And while you're DPSing from range with mental powers, the armor regens back as if you were out of combat. So at least you have a chance. You can use it while in combat, if you understand what I'm saying. So you're in combat, eventually your armor goes away and you see your health is dropping like crazy. You do a dash to get away from the source of the damage. If you can't get out of the source of the damage, your armor kicks in, absorbing all incoming damage until this goes away. But it gives you more time to rescue yourself. And then instead of having to leave combat completely, like you'd have to do if you use this one, as soon as the source of the incoming damage, as attention is attracted elsewhere, then you can go right back into casting again. And while you're casting, your armor comes back, ready for your next panic attack. Whereas this one, you get one shot at it and it's gone, and you got to run away. So that's why I use this one and play ranged. Shalak. Where are you, Shalak? We didn't look at Luke Cage. Okay. There's no mention about his impenetrable skin whatsoever. He doesn't have any armor. It's as if he doesn't have any. It's as if they created a character and ignored what makes Luke Cage Luke Cage. It's as if somebody who designed Luke Cage had no idea what makes Luke Cage Luke Cage. It's his indestructible, impenetrable skin. There's nothing here that I can see. It's pretty sad. Psylocke's tougher than Psylocke and Colossus. Now Colossus's makes sense. Psylocke is tougher than Luke Cage. That's pretty crazy. What do we want to do? I think we completed everything, didn't we? Everything's complete. So we can do whatever we want. Interrogate Nick Fury in Hightown. Okay, let's go hang out in Hightown for a while. We're still experimenting with this build of mine.
I took the bus as soon as I heard.
We start with full barrier. I can dash to get 15% back. Or every hit that I do, as long as I keep up these two powers, vulnerability and weaken, these two debuffs,
Don't tell anybody, but Nova totally has a crush on me.
will give me 5% of my barrier back and 1% of my health back. So just standing in there and doing my rotation, I should get 5% of this back on every hit. If I get in trouble, I can do a dash and get 15% of it back. All right, and don't intentionally take the red circles. I need to play smart. I popped my butterflies. My butterflies should give me back some barrier. Didn't seem to, or at least the damage coming in was so great it didn't do much. All right, my barrier goes away. I'll do a couple of dashes. Oops, I want to get out of that. Oh, did somebody interrupt him? I didn't know that was possible. Now, I don't know what kind of damage I'm doing. All I know is my barrier keeps going away because I'm taking damage. This war scroll doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let me pick this up. I don't want it to despawn. The big guy, the one that does the big circles, he's the first one we took out. He does a lot of energy damage. Everybody else is pretty tame. Yeah, I gotta get her health on her pet back. I accidentally deleted it. So yeah, let's go see what's his face over here can do. All right, I probably shouldn't have stepped in front of that.
That's the last time y'all be messing with Rose.
I think that one talent makes her melee build valid. But you have to use 2 ranged powers to initiate it. Okay, good. I need Nick Fury. I got 15 minutes to punch out Nick Fury.
You're calling on me.
Hey, I was behind you, buddy. How'd you hurt me? Oop. All right, let's help this guy out. Uh-oh. Whoa, why? Let me go fight Fury. If I can find him. Where are you going, Fury? Better plug this in. Let it charge some.
Fancy raining on some days, Aurora.
42%. I'll drop that in Avengers Tower for somebody. Got 3 bosses. Better get up there quick. Need any of this stuff? Nope. Do, 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 do. The only way you can tell I even popped my signature is when my barrier starts going up quickly. My purple thing starts going bloop, 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 bloop. Because when I'm fighting, I take so much damage, the 5% barrier that I get every hit goes away just as fast. Just as fast as it shows up. But it still means I take 50% damage until it's gone. So at least every hit takes 50%, does 50% resistance on it. Wow. So it's a good barrier. You just have to try to figure out how to keep it up. At some point, I should throw a bunch of these together and look at them, like I did earlier, just to see. Yeah. Nope, nope, nope. 3% defense.
How could sword help?
Defective, it's defective. Fix it, fix it. Fix what? This one.
I sense we work like minds.
I'm not using any of her gear at all. Not one single piece. Let's do this. Let's drop it here. Let's go see how we do against a bunch of serpents. Oh. I like this fight because you just go through your rotation. You don't worry about getting defeated or anything really. It's just a long, slow fight. Hey, what's my ultimate do? Makes a lot of purple stuff. Good question.
That's the last time y'all be messing with Rose. Believe me, Aurora, I've been atoning for my past every damn day.
Maybe. Maybe.
Precisely what I needed.
Essence of Dread. I think once you pick it up, you can't drop it. Yep, not droppable. But it was destroyable. Ooh, a stone. Stone rune. I'll take it. 3 bosses. Alright. Do not want to stand in front of Iron Fist's cone attack. Whatever that, I forget what it's called. I don't have Iron Fist on this account. But it's his signature move. Maybe it's called the Iron Fist. I don't know what it's called. Poor old Moon Knight is getting destroyed. Oh, I guess he's using his totem. Drops him to 1 health. He gets half his health back after using that totem. The totem drops him to 1 health point and makes him invulnerable for a period of time. And during that period of time, you do as much damage you can, because that's how much health you get back at the end of the duration. You get health equivalent to the amount of damage you did, or percentage. All right. Get away from me. What we got? 3 bosses.
Rend them limb from it.
Alright. I'm going to hit Cyclops. He's less likely to move.
We leave no survivors.
We'll leave no survivors. Slices out there somewhere. Batroc. Don't care about Batroc. Oh, there it is. So I can go refresh. I wonder if it'll let you refresh it if it hasn't worn out yet. Probably.
I'll tell you what I know.
30 minutes. There we go. Now it's 2 hours.
Let's go paint the town.
Now it's 2 hours. That's how you do it.
Know anything more impressive than his card tricks, Gambit?
This is cr- Ms. Marvel at your service.
This defeat. I better level up for this.
What have we here?
Doggone it.
Your death will be swift.
Welcome aboard.
I sense we have like minds.
Psylocke, your moves are almost as fast as my lightning.
Of course. Okay, why am I getting a headache? Stress of playing Melee giving me a headache.
Back on the streets in no time.
Marvel at your service.
How is this possible?
That's what it feels like to get a piece of my mind.
Shocker. Okay. Go do Shocker. Shocker.
Logan, I appreciate.
Somebody got a good hit on my shield.
I just learned how to do that.
My signature give me back some shield.
I can't do that. Our battle was glorious, while it lasted.
All right.
I took the bus as soon as I heard.
It's not polite to sniff, X.
Psylocke melee with that one talent and swapping out the dash works really well.
Sorry, take down a carrier single hand.
Works really well. Don't stand in the blue circle. Or the red circle. There's not a lot I can do about the caltrops. So Scarlet, if we're all in here attacking Thor, why are you attacking Miss Marvel? Don't stand in a blue circle or the red circle. Poor old Storm's going backwards and forwards. Colossus is over there too. Alright, time to move over here. Guess it doesn't matter anymore. That one should be going down. There we go. Dupe. All right. There we go. Back to normal. Okay, don't kill me, Lukey. I'm picking up my stuff. Hey, Rune. Hey, Rune. Anything else in there I want? There's a unique. Alright, who's standing on the unique? Where's Iron Fist? That's who I should be on. Got it. Where'd you go, Iron Fist? There we go. Doggone it. Don't stand in fire. I'm standing in the fire. Thank you. No more fire. Come over here, Iron Fist. Storm would like you all to be together since she doesn't seem to have the ability to yank you all together. Missing out on Storm's best talent. Don't stand in the fire. See, the fire is deceptive. At first, you don't think you're standing in the fire. And then all of a sudden, your barrier's gone and you realize, oops, I was standing in the fire.
Iron Man's got swagger. I don't know if it's the armor, the money, or the facial hair.
Ham ninjas trounced. Whatever. Cyclops. Don't stand in the fire. Ooh. Careful, careful, careful.
My mom was an adventure. I want to honor her by being the best of both worlds.
All right, so how are we doing? Slow and slow. We've already maxed out credits again. Crossbow. You know, I think I'm actually ready to switch to somebody else.
This is crazy. I feel like I'm part of something bigger.
I think this is a super duper valid build. Don't know what kind of damage it's doing. Seems to be okay. Seems to work. The only thing it really needs is this to be swapped out for a furry mane. And I think I've only got one left, and it'll go to Electra. Electra's my next character. But this works. Let's review. My ethereal butterflies will restore 25% of my psionic barrier per second while it's active. So 25% per second for the length of time it takes to fire 25 projectiles. This increases my barrier by 365. This is the key to it. This is the key to both of my builds. When you hit an enemy who is both weakened and vulnerable, it restores 1% health and 5% of the barrier. So as long as you keep these two up, 8 seconds, 6 seconds, and I'm hitting them on cooldown pretty much. Well, I'm hitting them in a rotation. So they're both going to be up all the time. So every time I hit something, which I'm going to be doing all the time, I get 5% of my barrier back. And 1% of my health. This one converts everything to mental damage. Increases mental damage by 10%. And adds a hemorrhage on top of the bleed. And yes, we tested it. The bleed and the hemorrhage are separate dots. And then the falling lotus strike damage over time effect deals 50% additional damage. And at 50% more time. So it's an 8,000 dot now, whereas it was just a 6,000 dot, 5,300. The duration's 9 seconds now, instead of 6 seconds. That's what allows me to jump through a whole bunch of mobs, apply the bleed and the hemorrhage, and then jump to the next group of mobs. Apply the bleed and the hemorrhage, and then jump to the next group of mobs and apply the bleed and the hemorrhage. 'Cause they're not going to survive that. The bleed's 8,000 twice per second. The hemorrhage is almost 4,000 twice per second. So the two together is about 12,000 twice per second, or 24,000 damage per second for 6 seconds and 9 seconds. That's why I just hit a group, move to the next, hit them, move to the next, hit them, move to the next. Because it's an area. It doesn't say that it's an area. But when you jump through and hit a bunch of mobs, it hits them all. Even though it doesn't have an area tag on it. And that's the melee side of that's the melee build. It's harder to keep this up. That's why you want to swap this guy for the saber furry mane. So this guy's only valid when you're at 90% health or above. Which is why I started with this build. It's mainly ranged. And then you execute. But this one really keeps the barrier up, because this one gives you another 3% barrier on hit. Which is your, I call it the single spender because it's in my single spender spot, but it's actually an area power. And everything else generates 5% barrier because of this talent. And then this guy gives you the 25% barrier every second for several seconds. And then of course this guy gives you back 15% of your barrier on every dash. Same as the melee build. This is the ranged version of the melee build. Where am I going? Wrong way. Let's go here.
It's nice to get out of Jersey City every once in a while.
So she may be she may be my toughest melee. She-Hulk's pretty tough. She-Hulk utilizes a lot of damage resistance. Squirrel Girl utilizes a lot of dodge. Black Cat utilizes a lot of stealth. Angela's a mixture of healing and damage reduction. Spider-Man, I don't know. Spider-Man's got some dodge and damage reduction. Or Spider-Girl.
At last, I was terribly bored.
This would only work for the melee build. The other one the Darkhold works for both. Both my melee build and my ranged build are %100 mental damage. Let's see, 3, 4, 5. 3 fighting and 2 intelligence is 5. Times 4 is 20. Times 40 is 800 damage. Yeah, it doesn't come close to 1,580 mental damage. This one worked for both. Then I'd lose 2,000 health, which would be crazy for the melee build. Lose some crit. Lose crit damage, gain some brutal strike. Crit's 57. Critical damage is over 9,000. Brutal strike's low. This is what's nice. Her mental damage is over 7,000 because of this guy. Take that off. It's over 5,000. But this really only works well with the range build. Didn't lose much crit. We gained critical damage. Looks like we may have picked up a little brute. Where it hurt is here. The range build, this would work. The melee build, it wouldn't. If I had Psylocke's stash, which I don't, I'd keep these. I'd put them in her stash until I came up with a group that worked for her, of her. But just don't have space for it. And this works for both the mental and the range build. Even though some of it's not. Even though she doesn't get any use out of the durability or the speed. This one's the one that's going to be hard to replace. That's 8 times 5. It's 40 times 4. Eight times 5 is 40. Times 40 is 1,600. That's 1,600 damage and 3k health. And another 377 damage for vulnerable. plus 2 more fighting. So that's 4. Times 40% times. Oh no, this is 1,600 damage when you count 10. Count 2 more fighting, so it's 5 intelligence, 5 fighting. That's 10 times 4, or 10 times 4 is 40 times 40 is 1,600. So I can't see ever replacing Cravens. But these two would work with the range build. The other two with the melee build. But I have no place to store it. There is a stash sale going on. I'm not going to spend any money, but you could buy $10 or $9.99 worth of G, which would give you 1,150. And with 1,150 G, $375 each. 2 of them would be $750, 10, 50, 11, 25. So you could buy 3 for $9.99. You could buy 3 custom tabs. Or you could pick up the Psylocke tab, since this is her gear I'm talking about. Psylocke. And it's only $225. And you'd have 900 left for other stuff. But I'm not going to do it. Not spending any money. Not since I'm retired. So if I had a place to store these, I'd keep them. But I don't. So I guess I just should feed them to the pet. There they go. All right. Is this one droppable? Not droppable. Was the other one droppable? Pyros. Not droppable. Guess I just have to destroy it. Give her back her pet. It's not her pet. She doesn't use energy. She's fighting and intelligence. Both of these are energy. Who does this pet belong to? That's the question. That's not what I want. Who can use is there somebody who is fighting an energy? Black Bolt is fighting an energy, but he actually uses energy and ranged. Who else would be fighting and energy? Nope, fighting and intelligence. I don't know what he is. I don't have him. Fighting and energy is, yeah, Cable. Miss Marvel is strength and energy. Who have all my fighting pets? There's a fighting pet and ranged. Durability. He uses energy. I don't play him a whole lot though. Strength. Strength. Energy. Strength. Energy. Fighting. She's fighting an intelligence. I've only got one intelligence pet. I don't remember who I gave it to. Kitty, I think. Yep. She's a melee ranged hybrid, so that works well for Kitty. That works well for Kate. Kitty Kate. Kitty Kate. Energy. We've got way too many pets with +3 energy. Energy. Ooh. What is she? She's fighting and durability. Energy. She's durability and strength. Strength. There's a fighting and melee. She's fighting in speed. Energy. Way too many pets with +3 energy. Way too many. Speed. Durability. And physical damage. Speed. So yeah, I got too many pets with +3 energy. Speed. Fighting. I can give him an energy pet. Because he also uses energy. That frees up a fighting ranged pet. Now who's without? I've already forgotten. I go through the list I forget who. Deadpool. Deadpool can use a fighting range. There you go.
I'd kill for a cup of tea right now.
All right. Who do I want to play? Anybody have any preferences? You just saw my list. I don't want to play another melee. Melee's too much work. I think that's why I was getting a stress headache. Probably not. Probably just getting. I have nothing to stress about. Anybody have a preference who they'd like to see? The new Hawkeye? She won't benefit from the +3 energy, but we can still work on leveling this pet up. Is this my last pet? Pets level up too fast. Not really, but once you don't have a pet to feed, things get annoying. Because then you got to start. And when you hit the credit cap, things. If you have nothing to feed your uniques to, and you can't sell them, then you have to start destroying stuff. And that gets annoying. So, what was I about to do? Oh, could any of these take a reroll? I could try to get closer to 500 crit. Be kind of silly though, wouldn't it, to re-roll any of those? I bet I got something I can re-roll. This just came in. All right, first I got to do is set this down because that's going to annoy me. Oh boy, this thing needs re-rolling. So there we go. This thing needs re-rolling. Though I can't imagine anybody that I'll ever play that can use that. It's pretty sad. That can use re-rolling. Let's start with those three.
You can get a lot done when you're not worrying about
Just trying to get away from the credit limit because that's annoying. This one needs at least. That's annoying. Just got to be careful. I don't accidentally re-roll that. Needs at least 4 speed.
Don't you dare call me Hawkette.
And a lot more crit. 4 speed and more crit. A lot more crit. It's getting worse. Woo! The only number that's low, and it's not very low, is the damage rating to bosses. It's still over 200%, or 206. So that's worth hanging on to. This guy. Let's try to hit 400 on all three of the bottom ones. Yeah, right. Wow. 369, 356, 361. It's not bad. %3 up there at the top's pretty bad. Half good, half bad. I'm stopping there. I don't know who'll use that one. This one needs at least 2 intelligence, 2 durability. That's good. 78%. Oh, it can go to 3 durability. 2 intelligence, 3 durability. My bad. Only 204 on the critical hit. Yeah, but you're not going to squeeze more than 20 or 30 more critical hit out of it. So that works. That dropped me some. I forget, you can't exactly do that. You have to move it over here first and then move it over. Let's get the 2 fighting, 2 intelligence again. Terrible numbers on the other 2. Okay, that's good. We're not going to squeeze much more crit and crit and crit and crit, 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 crit out of that. Alright, I think that's good. It'll be full again in a second. But I don't like being max credited. And we'll see what comes up with the green. Midtown it is. It's Saturday, so I'm probably not going to go a whole lot longer. Because it is a Saturday. And I need to turn people loose so they can go and enjoy the Saturday. Doom, where is Doom? Oh, Doom's down here. All right. Keep an eye out for green orbs. That's what I was waiting for. Somebody to bring them all together. Still need to keep enough distance to see the green orbs coming. You guys don't want to do that because I'm going to do this. Hey, one survived. One of the little robots survived. The second one survived. There's a couple of survivors down here. All right. I can start collecting these again since I burned some of them. Deflect. Deflect. Nope, nope, nope. Oh. I could pick these up. Since I spent some of them, I think. Yep, I did. Spent 22 of them.
I never asked to be a mutant, but thanks to people like Jean Grey, I'm glad I am one.
Be careful. I don't do this one.
Don't you dare call me Hawkette.
Brotherhood. My ultimate's not back for 5 minutes because we just had a doom wave. As long as I stay at maximum range, nobody notices me. Except Blob. Who cares if Blob notices you? Blob doesn't hit very hard. This went really well.
Leave me alone! Not because you stand in our way. Bang! Bang, 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 bang!
Yep, that's Deadpool yelling bang, 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 bang. Deadpool is entertaining. You gotta credit him for that. Unethical, uncouth, but entertaining. That. Nope, not gonna wait on Batroc in Industry City. Not worth the trouble.
You're calling on me? Because I one shot at this.
If you wonder what I'm doing, check my little mini map, top right corner.
Nice to get out of Jersey City.
I'm painting the town. Painting the town blue. Where did the Frightful Four spawn? Oh yeah, other end of the world. We go around the perimeter to the other end of the world.
Ms. Marvel at your service.
Who's in the karaoke bar? Oh, those guys.
Let me show you real power. Oh yeah.
deflect.
I can't believe I'm on a team with Thor.
I'm not your bub, bub.
Getting 3% plus 3% to deflect rating is like getting plus 0 to all attributes. Plus 0 to all attributes might even be better.
My genius goes way beyond just shrinking things.
You know,
There is great darkness in Jean Grey. She could be the harbinger of death for us all.
yep, she could be. There's a vestige of Bifrost somebody dropped. If you like that kind of stuff. Let's go back to paint this town blue. Oops, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Got caught in the trees because I was watching the map above. The map looks pretty good now. Oop, they're up in the garage. What we got? Sinister Six in the garage with a revolver. Where's Venom? I should target Venom. Lizard's the second choice. He moves around a bit. I can't find Venom. There he is. Venom's right in the center of everything. Craven's the one surviving the longest. Yep. Wolverine says he's the best at what he does.
How am I the more responsible one?
Drink and stink. He's the best at what he does. Drink and stink. Okay, what was that? The Iceman cometh. Okay.
I don't need to let the
Ooh,
BBC
20 Eternity Splinters. Very nice. Got 20 Eternity Splinters. Alright. It says... The Iceman cometh. That must mean I got all of Iceman's unique items. At some time or another, I've collected all of Iceman's unique items. Except, I don't have Iceman. So it doesn't do me any good. What's all the racket out there? A lot of noise. Ymir Stone. Yeah, the rest of that's lots of purples. Couple of these. Yellows. 29%. It's okay, but I don't have room for it. Don't ask me that. Just do it. Just do what I say. Thank you. Alright. Any of these upgrades? I'd have to give up stuff to get stuff. Who we got? Anarchy of Green Gobbles. Hey, that's it. Barely room for one more. Doom. I bet Doom could take on... Yes, he could. Thank you, Doom. That freed up some space for Scarlet. Appreciate it. Let's give her back her pet. Who could use this pet? That's the question. Who could use an energy ranged pet? A pretty good energy ranged pet, too. Black Widow needs a fighting ranged pet. I guess Cyclops. Until I can get Human Torch, or Nova could use it. Rogue needs fighting or durability. Strength and durability. I could swap some pets around. I could move somebody who has strength to War Machine and then move his durability to somebody else that has durability. So on and so on and so on. But right now I'm stuck. I don't have any more pets to feed. No pets. No pets to feed. What do you do when you have no pets to feed? You try to think of where the pets come from. %, charge, that's good enough. You can get a pet dupe from the Cosmic guy, but I don't want to spend any. Don't want to spend 2,000 of my world stones just to get a second dupe. I've already got a dupe. They're pretty ugly anyway. Dupes are ugly. Sorry for those of you who love the look of dupe. What else? I'm not going to do any prestiging. You can buy a pet for 1,000,000 credits if you do a prestige. Not going to prestige. You can get pets from the fortune cards. I've got 10 cube shards. Let's see if we get lucky. Oh, I need to buy some more cakes too. Second anniversary.
Ms. Marvel at your service.
Please don't smash me, dude. I'm not an Asgardian troll or whatever it is you're used to fighting.
If I could buy a couple of these to get more free cube shards and splinters.
You ever thought I'd be friends with a big orange rock monster?
Let's go open them up.
I don't know how Punisher.
Dad said I needed his credit card.
Ouch. That just gave me more uniques. I need to burn through. I need to feed somewhere. Do I have any more sacred white gorilla necklaces over? I mean, spears. Nope, I could use a spear over here. Oh, there's one. I could use a second spear over here. Looks like I've got 3 of the gauntlets. Is this rolled well? Not really. All right, let's go spend our marks, we can buy 2 cards. If I get lucky, I'll get a free pet. We're about halfway where we need to be for Electra. Two Mark 1 cards. Maybe we'll get a free pet. We need a free pet. We need a free pet. I guess I better refresh. And buy 1, 2. There we go. Nope. All I got was experience to my next infinity point. Wow. That was half a bar. Ouch. I forgot to bump her up. Before I started playing her. I also forgot to level up her insignia.
It's nice to get out of Jersey City every once in a while.
I have a few new toys for you to check out.
Her insignia and her medallion need leveling up.
I got a few tricks in my quiver.
So we were out there without all of our... It's all 69, yep. So she's even stronger now. That's going to be a problem. If I don't figure out a way to get a pet, I might donate a pet from my main account. Pets aren't on sale or anything, are they? Nope. What's the cheapest pet? This guy, 725G. I might have to donate one of these tomorrow, or I'll be destroying this stuff or selling it. Oh well. Okay, guys. That's where I'm going to end it today. Let's switch my camera view. Thank you for everybody who watches my videos on YouTube. Yep, I'm gonna let the YouTubers go right now. So let's stop. Oh, my monitor's blocking my monitor. So thanks, YouTubers. Thanks for subscribing. I'll be back sometime tomorrow.